and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. Hi, as it so aptly says right there on the screen. I hope that you liked that brand new dramatic intro that Ms. Robbins came up with all by herself. Welcome to a brand new semester, a brand new unit, and hopefully a brand new you. Because I know at the end of the semester, you don't want to end up like these guys.
Bro, I don't know, bro. Do you see this, bro? I do not understand this, bro. We gotta study,
Bro, I've never seen this in my life.
bro. This is like ridiculous. What is a median altitude
Bro, we never learned this. Like,
in center? It's basketball. It's and yeah, we gotta study, bro. We gotta study. Triangle mid segment.
wow.
Yeah, this is crazy, man. I'm gonna have to say no. I don't
I,
understand
I
this.
don't, I don't think I'm gonna be here one day. I'm not gonna be here.
I think I'm getting a little sick.
So you definitely don't want to end up like Mr. Smith or Mr. Yancey, who had no clue of what was going on in the class. So I'm just going to tell you this. You need to study, 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 keep up with the videos, keep up with the activities that we do in class. We're going to be doing a lot more of those this semester. And we're going to start this semester with triangle relationships. And the first thing we're going to talk about is mid segments. So we're going to start with triangle ABC as I have here shown, and we're going to go ahead and come up and draw or construct the midpoint for that side, for side AC. There we have point D. Remember, a midpoint bisects bisects a line segment. So we're going to prove that by measuring C to D. Let's see, what's the distance? That's what, 5.39. What about A to D? What's the distance between those two guys? That's 5.39. So as we can see, these two are the same length. That means this is a midpoint. No matter what I do with this triangle, that midpoint is going to, 3.28, 3.28. So there, it's the midpoint. Now let's go ahead and draw or construct another midpoint on a second side. Let's go with this side down here. Okay, there's another midpoint. We're going to call that guy, hopefully it's going to be E. E, there we go. Now, if we have two midpoints and we were to draw a line segment between those two midpoints, that is called a mid segment. So if we want to take a close at a definition of mid-segment, it's a segment that joins the midpoint of two sides of a triangle. And if you can see here by our figure, if you want to draw this in your notes, you can. Triangle ABC, there's midpoint D, and you can tell these two are congruent. And there's side BC, where E is the midpoint. Two congruent marks on each side there to show that those are congruent. And if we draw that line segment between D and E, that's going to be our mid segment. The next thing we're going to talk about is a perpendicular bisector. So as you see here, we've got a triangle ABC. I've already constructed a midpoint. Down here you can see that DA and DC are both 5.56. They are the same, so that makes it a midpoint. No matter what I do to this triangle, these two lengths will be the same, as you can see down here. So let's go ahead, and so we've got our bisector part of it. Now we need to draw a perpendicular line through that point there and that line segment. So it goes through AC at point D. So let me go ahead and draw a perpendicular line. And just to prove to you that it is perpendicular, I'm going to draw a random point. It doesn't matter what the name, let's give it a name. Let's call it, hopefully it'll be, yeah, E, of course, E. So let's measure, what we're going to do is measure the angle between E, D, and C to see if it is a 90-degree angle. So that is this line DE is perpendicular to AC. And no matter what I do to this, you could see that EDC, if you notice this down here, it will stay the same. That is the perpendicular bisector of that side. Again, so if we want to take a look at the definition for perpendicular bisector, it is a line, segment, or a ray that divides a segment into two congruent parts, as you can see here, two congruent parts, and is perpendicular to that segment. So this line here bisects this side of the triangle and is also perpendicular to that side of the triangle, making it a perpendicular bisector.
And this is what we call a banana break.
The last thing we're going to talk about here is angle bisector. So we have our trusty favorite triangle ever, triangle ABC. I know you're getting tired of that name, triangle ABC, but let us construct an angle bisector through this angle BAC, shall we? There it is. Triangle ABC now has an angle bisector that bisects A. And remember, bisect means to cut in half, and here is our angle that we're looking at in the angle bisector. So just to make sure that this is correct, let's go ahead and measure angle BAC, and we've got it there at 57.52 degrees. So let's go ahead and just put any old point there on that angle bisector. Of course, we're going to call it D, and we are going to measure BAD, which is half of BAC, and we're also going to measure DAC. Those two should be congruent because we have this angle here, BAD, and then DAC, and again, it doesn't matter what we do with our triangle. If we move this around, let's get a good even number here for our angle. It's going to be hard to, but it's close to, let's get it close to as close to 50 as we can get it. That's good. 50.15, and as you can see, our other two angles are going to be 25.08 degrees, so approximately 25. Lastly, our definition for angle bisector is a line, segment, or ray that divides an angle into two congruent parts. So this isn't a figure of a triangle, but this is a figure of a one angle, BAC, and it's got this ray, AD. It's a ray because it has an arrow at the end, and it bisects this angle to where these two angles are now equal to each other, congruent to each other. Okay, that's the end of the notes, but you're not finished just yet. So what I need you to do now is to go to that link that you see on the screen now, that website here, and just answer a few simple questions. It's not a quiz. It's not going to count for any points. It's just for us to see who is watching these videos and when. So if you could please just go to that link, and it looks a little something like this. Boom, there it is. There is the website. There's what it looks like. Just got to fill in all these different things, and then at the bottom you will click submit there, and it will come to us, and we will know when and if you watched these videos. So just go ahead and do that. There is the link that you need in order to fill out that questionnaire, and hopefully everyone does it, and we'll see you in class.